Hey there, thanks for watching. Today is Friday, June 24th, and welcome to the live stream. I'm a few minutes early. I just wanted to make sure we were up and going, ready in time for the stream. Hello to Math Gambling Slots, and thank you for the thumbs up and comment. Really appreciate that so much. Hey, Sab, happy Friday. So glad you were able to hop on. Very exciting. Looking forward to hearing from you. How's it going out there? So the title, just real quick, is the one reason I'll get up early. And what kind of prompted this was I woke up early today, and it's not a frequent occurrence, but it does happen. And I know that my life would be a lot better if it happened more often. So the title and the topic is going to be waking up, and also that eternal theme of raising my low income to the point where eventually I will be able to talk about the ways that I raised my low income and not the process of raising my low income. So it's a work in progress. Hey, Sabina, thank you so much. Oh, same to you. Same to you, lady. I loved your latest video. Everyone, if you don't know Sabina, if you don't follow her, Mom Van Up, she is on an amazing journey to replace her full-time income with blogging. Hey, Stephen, good to see you. And she is doing it, man. Mom Van Up, go follow her. Couponing with Grace, good morning. Hello, good afternoon to you as well. So this is going to be, again, the one reason I'll wake up early. And Sabina, I'm so glad that you dropped that comment because you're actually part of my inspiration for this. Because, Sab, yes, it's great to see you too. Sabina, you had said early on that you got to believe it'll work. Otherwise, you'll just keep sleeping. And that really stuck with me. So I want to talk about that a little bit later. But first, I wanted to kind of give a reason for these giant. I'm in the same location I have been in for the previous stream. I was in for the previous stream, but you can see. So we are in Delaware with my husband's dad. So my father-in-law's house in Delaware, or he's in like a duplex community, and I love being here. I'm like, I've got my own desk, I've got a chair. I just got this yesterday from Costco, and my productivity has just skyrocketed. So I'm very, very happy to have like a room with a window and a door. So here, I'll show you the window too. That's why I look a little bit different. But it's not my space, so I'm trying not to show it. It is his home, and I want to be respectful of that. This is his instrument sort of collection, his collection of instruments. So that is why there's so many. And he moved maybe 2 years ago to this space. So that's what's behind me. And I know it looks a little bit interesting to have that as a background, but it is what it is. And I love this setup. It's a luxury for me to have this much space, which is why I love being in Delaware, because there is so much room compared to the city, which is cool. It's cool. It's like hip to be in the city, which again is the life my husband leads. I don't lead that life. That's the life that he has included me in. But I really love the space that's out here. So that's kind of what's going on. A quick scoop on what's happening, what's the haps. So again, I'm gonna try to keep track with timestamps. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so the one thing that will make me wake up early is getting after that coin. So knowing that I either want to take advantage of an offer that costs money, or I want to make money. Those are the two things. The one thing is money that will motivate me. Hey, Matt, good morning, good afternoon. Yes, exactly. And that's something we were kind of chuckling about, because I just joined this new on-demand workout, kind of online workout program. I use so I do Tracy Anderson that I am subscribed to. It costs $90 a month and is worth it. I share a subscription with my mom. We both use it. We both love it, and 100% worth it, because she's actually, I feel like she's reshaped my arms. My arms did not always used to be like this. They used to be really, really self-conscious about them. I pay money for it, and it's worthwhile, and I will wake up to do that that workout. So this other workout program that I've joined, I'm on a 7-day free trial, and I wanna get in as many workouts as I can to see if I wanna continue with it. So that's I joined that last night, and that's what woke me up this morning. I'm like, "I'm gonna get my money's worth." So that is the one thing that will make me wake up early. I also woke up at 6 AM or at 5:30 AM to go swimming at the Y. The first day that I joined, I signed up. The only times they had available for lap swimming was 6 AM, and I'm like, "Done, I'll be there." And gosh darn it, I was. My husband was like, "I don't know if I see you waking up at 6 o'clock. I don't know if that's you." And I'm like, "There's so much about me you don't know." There's so many more sides to me. So, Sabina, what you had said, Mom Van Up, um, about the way that you kind of structure your sleeping, how you do biphasic sleeping to be able to make the time for blogging was really, it really struck me, and I really resonated with me. You said that you gotta believe that it's gonna work, otherwise you'll just keep sleeping. And I can really hear that because I feel like while I have my my motivation is high, I feel like I haven't gotten enough traction lately with, the activities that I'm taking to be able to wake up, to know what I need to do in order to wake up. And the simple thing I can do to affect that is simply to set out a schedule and know exactly what I have to do to wake up. So that is something that I am working on. For example, if I woke up at 6 AM and said, okay, I do the following five things. I check my analytics, I do some SEO research, or I do the SEO research the night before, and I'm just ready to start writing because in the morning is the best time for me to start writing. I just feel so much more productive. I also feel like if I wake up before I need to be awake, I am much more productive because I feel like I am taking control of the day first. So that's really important. And I actually also had some really exciting things happen that I am excited to tell you about, that I just saw this morning. So if you've been following me or with me on this live stream crew, I also have to give a shout out and say hello to my loyal live stream followers. Yes, awesome. Yes, Sabina, I'm with you. It's a great reminder for you. Excellent. You totally feel the lack of traction, girl. You are doing amazing though. You have like a steady monthly income coming in. That is incredible, from freelance and the site combined. That's really really exciting. I am hoping to be there soon. So YouTube, revenue has actually fallen off quite a bit by about half. It's coming back a little bit now, which is surprising because I'm not really doing anything different, but it had fallen off for a while, which again is frustrating. But I'm that's a reason to diversify, time to diversify. So, the exciting thing that happened when I woke up this morning was I got a reply from a company that I reached out to, from a woman who owns a company that I reached out to. So, again, hello to the loyal live stream crew. And if you're listening to this on the replay, hello and thank you so much for listening. Please leave a thumbs up for the algorithm. Really appreciate it. So, this is the Sprouted Planner, and I absolutely adore it. It is exactly what I need for this season in my life because it is just so simple. Yay, Matt's gambling slots, you know it. Daryl Ratton, yes, you're starting to pay down your debt. A very tiny start, but a start. Absolutely. I am totally with you in that. Slow and steady wins the race, which we'll also talk about later on in the stream, paying down that debt. This is the Sprouted Planner. And when I was looking for a new planner, because I am a loyal pen and paper girl, I have been for maybe the past lots of years, lots of years since when I graduated college. I've been out of college for many years. So I was looking for a new planner and I've gone back and forth on formats, but my two requirements for this phase one, just all the time, I must have a full weekend. It must have a full day for Saturday and Sunday because if anything, those days are busier than the week. So must have a full day for Sunday. So the Moleskin planners are out for me because they split the weekend and it ticks me off. And I'm like, okay, then I just don't buy you. So the thing that I love most that attracted me to this sprouted planner was the full weekend. The second was the layout of being able to run my entire week here so you can see my entire week on one side of the page and then have the full other side of the page for notes, charting, anything else that I need to keep track of. So that is the layout that I absolutely love. And what I had been doing was making my own planner with a Moleskine notebook. I would literally sit there and write out 52 weeks, put in all the things that I needed. And I know some people do bullet journals, but I wanted to be able to be fully dated because for me, having a date and having that structure is very important. Oh, hey, Seuss, yes, your pen and paper also. It gives you a sense of control and relaxation, 100%. It's very therapeutic for me. I will fill in my days retroactively. Like I did, I will show you. I did this just last week because we were on family vacation and I didn't really have a chance to fill it in at the time. So rather than filling in my business and personal goals, I went back and I filled in my affirmations, things that I affirmed for myself as being true in the future. So this is something I really, really love. And I am planning to do a video on my favorite planners and my planning journey and things that I love sometime over the summer because I could talk for hours about that. I love pens, papers, planners, stationery, anything like that is like really that's my jam. I love talking about that stuff. Again, Jesus, I'm with you. I love the feeling of control. It's just so soothing. And yet I'm not very like decorative. I'm not a very artsy kind of person. I'm a very functional planner, but just writing gives me such a sense of relief. And I say just talking about it is really, I just adore talking about pens, papers, planning, pens, paper, notebooks, planning, things like that. I adore it. So, nocturnal drive, pen and papers from the soul. It really is. This is what a week looks like blank, just so you can see if you're considering this planner. And so the exciting thing that happened was I reached out to Heather Liedl, who is the owner of the Sprouted Planner Company, and asked if she could provide a discount code for you guys if any of you are interested in checking this out. So she was, which is super exciting. And the code is going to be Wallet Life, capital, all one word, for 15% off your first order. I don't get anything from this. This is just because I love the company and I want more people to hear about it and to use her stuff. So it's kind of background to that. When I was looking for a new planner last year, this was actually very reasonably priced. It was, whatever it was much lower. I was also considering the golden coil, I think, which was like 60, 70 bucks. And that's something for me. I use this every single day. And for me, it's totally worth it to invest that much in my mental and productivity journey. But this one was, again, a very reasonably priced planner. So I thought, let me go with this. She was also on the smaller side. The company looked like it was still growing. And I'm like, let me support a smaller business. And I am so glad that I did because the planner is just amazing. So that is the exciting thing that happened. Hey, Anthony, Frame of Mind. Hello, hello, and welcome to you. Is that I heard back from her just today. So I don't know if the code is active yet. So you may want to like give it a second if you're considering purchasing. But definitely go check them out because I cannot say enough good things about this planner. And the paper is really solid too. And again, I'll talk all about this. Like you can see there's no bleed through. I use, I'll show you actually what I use. Markers, oh here they are. I use these Mr. Pen just from Amazon and Sharpie S Gel and this Bic Atlantis fine pen. So again, we're talking about raising my low income steps that I'm taking, routines and waking up early. And 100% having a plan on paper is key for me for waking up early and feeling like I have a path to follow that will get me to where I want to go and that I am making progress. So Sabina, I come back to you in saying that the whole traction thing, right? It's a challenge to make sure that we're continuing in the right direction, right? That we're doing things that will make a difference. So for me, I mean, hearing back again, like the communication, because I do want to do more with affiliates and building my brand and using I say platform. I feel funny saying platform, but it is. It's a platform, and it's something that I have grown. This channel and this business is something that I have grown based on my own experience, and it's something that I want to grow. So that's actually an interesting topic is my experience. And so let's transition into paying off debt. So what drove my starting this channel and what is my driver for business? So what drove this channel was just very simply wanting to be accountable with my own financial journey. It's very similar to a lot of other personal finance um, YouTubers and business people. I know like the Budget Mom is a big one. Rose Hahn, actually, who was investing with Rose and is now it's your girl Rose. So, and they're all phases of business and starting your business and growing your business, right? But this is something I am taking ownership of, is growing my business that was born out of my experience of feeling out of control and really disappointed in myself for the way that I handled my finances, ending up in $16,000 worth of consumer debt, being so disappointed in myself just by not paying attention, right? So I'll post the live stream from Monday about my debt confession again. And I'll actually put together a playlist of videos on how I got out of debt the first time. And to say that that was simply because I wasn't paying attention. I had left a full-time position and wasn't cutting my spending, wasn't bringing in enough to cover my expenses, and I just wasn't paying attention. And I wandered into debt. I also had a car loan at the time, and just because I wasn't paying attention. And to restate, it took 2 years, 2.5 years to get myself out of debt. It also involved moving to a different country for a new job. So there was a lot that went on during that 2 years. So this time, I am carrying a credit card balance again. And the reason was simply life events. And so I got married. I'm expecting in September. And while that is not a source of debt, um, it's kind of, I want to say, ancillary, kind of responsible, because we got away for a family vacation, and that family vacation brought on debt. So I wouldn't say it's lack of planning so much as there was no time to plan. Like I had there was no way to plan, and there wasn't the extra income to plan with. And that's the biggest thing for me in raising my income, is taking control and saying, I'm going to bring in extra income. So on the income topic, things that are happening, and please chime in, guys. Let me know how you're doing with your goals, and your journey to either get out of debt or grow your net worth, move yourself closer to financial independence. That's sort of another tag that's going around on my channel. It was a huge focus, I would say a year ago. I had a video that went viral back in 2019 about financial independence and how I got burned. I still get comments. That's to this day the most watched video on my channel. So financial independence became kind of a default topic for me on this channel. So things I'm doing to bring in more income. And this is something I kind of, I'm gonna say was frustrated by, but it's something I did because I can do it, and I figure why not? So every now and then, actually pretty consistently, I'll go on Craigslist and see if there are any etc. jobs that I can do from home. And one of them was for a product lister for a fashion company. I think listing products on eBay. And I was like, great. I've listed products on eBay before. I'm looking to pick up some additional income, can be done from home. I'm like, great. So I applied, and I just apply to a bunch of jobs and don't expect to hear back. If I do, great. It's like having like your little fishing lines in the water, right? So just recently, yeah, Matt, it's true. You remember that video when the people just flat out burn me because they're being frugal? Yes, that's if you are looking for some, if you want to get the dirt, couple things. So I'll come back to talking about this, the extra jobs I'm looking for to bring in extra income. If you are looking for if you wanna know the tea on me, the dirt on me. So the 2 videos are the fire I got burned and posting my, Mr. Money Mustache case study, and then go to the Mr. Money Mustache, website and look into me. I'm gonna put that in there. How to find the dirt on me. Because am I the only person that, like, looks for dirt on popular YouTubers? I'm like, "Okay, like, this person did X, Y, and Z, but they also had this, or they're really like you see these like business things like, "Oh, I had my first seven-figure year," and in some it does take work, but on the other hand, it's like, "Yeah, and my parents happen to be very successful real estate investors themselves," or, like, "I had this and or this and this." So I like look for those like, "Okay, yes, you're 21 and you're making $2 million. Like, what's the inside scoop?" So the inside, I mean, it's not an inside scoop on me. It's just I get horribly burned. So that's on the Mr. Money Mustache case study and the Mr. Money Mustache website. Like I get ripped apart. It's great. Go watch it if you're looking for something funny. If you're looking for the dirt. So going, oh, what am I doing to make additional income? So I just applied for a bunch of like copywriting positions, and I actually heard back from one position on Tuesday, and they're like, "Hey, can you write a listing for a scarf?" And I'm like that was literally the information they gave me. Uh, Product listing, title and listing for a scarf, and I'm like, "Okay, thanks for all the helpful details." So what I did, you was I immediately think high fashion luxury designer. I think Hermes. I think anything on Net-a-Porter. I think. Um, Again, like Gucci, Balenciaga, like kind of high fashion. So I went to those websites and I kind of looked at those descriptions and I crafted a description. And they're like, great, but it has to be more unique than this and more unique than this. And then they sent over more details. I'm like, okay, that's a little bit more helpful. So I did that actually Wednesday when I got this table and chairs, which again, productivity skyrocketed. So I did that today and I just sent that off. And they're like, great, this was very cute and blah blah. I'm like, okay, well, you've got some work from it, like, you've got one for free, like, this sounds very exciting, I'd love to be involved. Please let me know details, scope of project, and your approximate budget because mama don't work for free. So I also looked up, which just because it was a great experience for me to have that sort of freelance, project experience because I haven't done a lot of that at all. I've done some, like back cover copywriting. I used to do things like that, and it doesn't pay much at all. But hey, all I want to do is bring in an extra $200 a week at this point, just to as a sort of stepping stone to bring in that extra income. It's still selling my time for money, but A, it's something I can do from home, and B, if I'm gonna have the time, I'd rather be doing things and so let me just say that's kind of what I'm doing on the side. I also looked into rates for copywriting, and it's about 20 cents a word. That's kind of on the high side, but I mean, even if it's 10 cents a word, I would take that, right? So that's something that I've actively been looking into, freelance working. Again, that's sort of the bottom level of what I'm doing. I want to and to move up the levels. And the way to do that is to have a plan, right? This is where I'm starting. This is not where I'm finishing. And I think that I get very caught up in the, well, it's not what I want right now phase and just throw up my hands. When very much a much more productive thing to do is to say, okay, it's not what I want right now. However, let's build toward it. What is the next thing? What's the next step that I need to take? And how do I get there? And just realizing that it's a progression and to put myself on that path toward progression and not get sidetracked by not being there yet, which is a big temptation for me. Slow and steady wins the race, is how that goes. So that is something that I've been doing this week and really enjoying because it's something, right? So that's sort of, I would say, the basic bring in some money. And then on top of that, there's also strategizing with how can I develop my brand and my business into something that has enough that has enough assets in itself to bring in passive income, right? So that'd be YouTube and the website. And then the third step is saying, how do I take that once that is generating income? How do I take that income to build more assets in the future? So one example that I love to use, I was actually just looking through my YouTube subscription history, and one of the channels that I had followed for a while was Luke Henson on Endless Entrepreneurs. And he was, I think he was like a financial something. He was in his 20s and married, and he had a day job, and then he listed on eBay on the side, and he just many people start just listing one off, ones and twos on the side, but then grew that into wholesale, kind of wholesale eBay that he ran from his garage. And then he sold his whole business and is leveraging that into real estate. He hasn't posted a video in 2 years, but just knowing that that was his progression was so encouraging to me, because that is what I am planning to do. That would be awesome for me, is to have my businesses generating enough money to be able to buy physical real estate in the future. So that's my sort of concept plan. And it's a little bit overwhelming to think about, because I think it's just going to take so much capital. And how could I ever do that? Like, I'm not even getting a payout on YouTube this month. How do I think I can buy real estate with my business income? I don't have any business income. So that's the process now of saying, not necessarily dream big, but okay, you do have some income coming in. What can I do to grow that income in order to achieve this dream? And rather than saying why I can't, think of reasons why I can. So that's where I am at the moment, and thinking of reasons, crafting reasons, why I can, rather than reasons why I can't. Because here's the thing, I get irritated when people give me all the negative things. Um, Negative reasons why we can't do things. "Oh, well, I this would be nice, but I don't think so." In work, in my day job, and I'm like, "Okay, so thank you for telling me the reasons why you think you can't. Now let's brainstorm and think of reasons why we can." And I realize I'm doing that same thing myself, and that's why it makes me irritated. I'm like, "Okay, there is a way. Let's find it. Let's do it." So that's something that I am also actively working towards and working on doing. So that's the process there, and that's what I'm working on. All right, guys. So we've been going for about 27 minutes. I'm really excited. Again, let me give a shout out to the Sprouted Planner Company, and check my link down in the description box for a 15% off discount code for your first order. Absolutely love it, and it's an essential part of my planning routine. Think it's more likely, Matt, you think it's more likely hard to relate to people in your regular job? Yeah. Jesus, am I planning on buying a home? So, Matt, yes, it's definitely hard to, I don't want to say it's hard to relate to people. I guess for me, it's having patience with myself and with people in my day job, because I know I can get into moods too. So, just being patient with people in my day job. And Jesus, am I planning on buying a home? That's a good question. So yes, for sure. For the most part, it depends. Yes, it depends on the job. It depends on sort of your phase and your role, and the way that your role may change kind of over time. Jesus, yes, I would love to buy a home. Love to buy a home. At this point, because so much of, I don't want to say my husband's assets are tied up in his co-op in Manhattan. Um, that's our primary residence for the moment, until he decides that he wants to change. Would I be able to buy a home on my own? Maybe. I think my mom and I had actually discussed that, having me, when she sells the house in Jersey, having me buy a home, and then she would live in it, and I would kind of maintain it, which wouldn't be a bad idea at all, I don't think. So down the road, yes, I certainly want to buy a home. I just I would love a driveway. Like, a driveway would be, that's like my dream. A driveway and a lawn. Like, forget a lawn would be a luxury. So, right, I mean, right now I'm embracing the conveniences that come with city life. Everything's all on one block, so that's cool. Jesus, the older you get, yes, the more nervous you get taking that plunge. Yes, for sure. It's a big commitment. It's a huge commitment. Hey, Andy the Virgo, glad you're here anyway. Frugodromus, good afternoon. This is a French Fruga on the line. Hello, you like the morning routine? Best way of enjoying the day. Yes, 100% agree. Hello from France. I mean, hello to you in France. Moved to Florida or Long Island. I don't really think I would. It was actually something that came up. I was asked if I would rather move to Florida or North Carolina. I'm like, probably North Carolina. That's just my own personal feeling. But yes, 100% on the morning routine for sure. So that's actually something I would like to talk about in future videos is the morning routine and how I am planning to use that to generate more money, right? Because like we said at the beginning of this live stream, once you know kind of what you have to do to bring in that income, it becomes a lot easier to wake up early. So that is that. For this stream, I feel like we covered a lot, guys, and I will again I will put in those timestamps so you can kind of navigate what's going on in this stream, all the things that we covered so far. So thank you as always to everyone in North Carolina. Yes, lovely homes and not that expensive. See, very good. Yes. So we've actually, as a family, been down there. So me, my mom, my husband now, and my sister and her husband and their daughter, their bonus daughter, um, have been in North Carolina 2 years running for vacation because it's halfway between New York and Tennessee, and I really enjoy it. It's a sweet town. It's a coastal town, which is gorgeous. I love being by the water. It's really nice. So yes, I moved to North Carolina in a heartbeat. Okay, so that will do it for this live stream. Thank you so much again for watching. If you're watching on the replay, give me a shout out or drop me a comment and I will give you a shout out in the next video. Thank you to all of the loyal live stream crews. You want to live in a mountainous region that has population. Yes, that'd be great. Yeah, mountains are super too. Thank you so much, Stephen. You have a wonderful day too. Matt, you are so welcome for the stream. It is my pleasure to interact with you guys. Alrighty, have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are, and I hope to connect with you soon. Bye.